Okay, so we ready?
We are ready!
Yay! Okay.
Should I move forward as well?
No, it's not. It's this one that I remember. Oh, yes. Okay. Hi, wine lovers and friends. Welcome to Vino in the City. I am Match Ramu, and I'm so excited again to have a really special guest, someone that I haven't seen for how many years?
7 years.
7 years. And now we're reuniting in front of the camera. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. So everyone, please welcome Yolenda, or a lot of you know her as Yolz Channel.
Yolz Channel.
Oh, is there a jingle?
Yolz Channel.
Yeah,
that's how it goes. It's crazy because people would literally sing the song and like,
How are you?
I'm well. It's been a long week, even though it's Tuesday. But
Yes.
I'm good, thank you.
So I invited you for some wine.
Yes.
But you tell me you're not a big wine drinker.
Not at all, but because it's an invite from Mash, once in 7 years, why not?
No, now it's gonna be like once in 7 days. I'll be like, hey, what are you doing?
Oh, I love that. Yes, and yes.
And when I come to the south, because I come to the south a lot.
Really?
A lot. I will
Okay.
definitely visit.
Yeah, please do.
So
wine.
I'll bring wine. I'm gonna get you. You know, people who don't like wine, I always make it my like challenge to
Is
get them
it?
to love wine. Wine is so amazing.
Okay, well, teach me.
Okay, but you must drink it, you know,
Take it
responsibly.
Yes,
Because we can also double.
We don't want that.
No. So today we're drinking.
Ooh, Buttercliff Circle of Life. A Merlot. Oh, it's a blend.
It's a blend.
Oh my god, there's a lot. See, at least I know that.
Okay, so
There's a lot.
what is it a blend of?
A lot of things. So we've got a Merlot, we've got we've seen our pronunciation. How do you say this? Petite Verdot. Oh, really? Did I get that? That's the first time I've ever saying that. Literally. Then we've got a Cabernet France and there was something else that I didn't read. See now, Syrah. Syrah.
Yes. You know what I love is that she actually pronounced it in Afrikaans. I was going to say, we've got Waterkloof, Circle of Life. And you said it probably with the Waterkloof. Sorry. No, the Waterkloof.
I guess one from Malanga, you know, I was born in Nelspruit, so
yes.
Afrikaans, the savor side comes out sometimes.
The savor?
Yeah, savor meaning pure, not like the Kapena. Even though I did have another half of my life in Cape Town, there's also the Waterkloof, you know?
Okay.
But, you know what I'm saying? There's a pure and then there's the...
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's like Durban Zulu and Joburg Zulu.
Yes. It's like mixed, localized.
Yes.
Yeah.
And who's the localized? Is it Cape Town?
Cape Town.
Is it local? Okay.
Yeah, Kapena.
So you guys are like the authentic.
Well, I wouldn't say you guys, you know, not really Afrikaans, but yeah.
Your hometown.
Yeah, Afrikaans in Witrifuur,
yes.
White River, where I come from, is that most people speak it in its purest savor form. Whereas I think in Cape Town, there's just a huge mix. There's different ways and accents of saying Afrikaans.
Yeah. And are you still sorry. Chanda, is it still on? What was scratching? The baby.
No,
the baby
it's-
dog. Oh, it was a dog. I was
Yeah.
like, did the camera? Okay, sorry. And can you still speak Afrikaans fluently?
Yeah, I think so. I just don't have an opportunity here in Joburg. I think more and more people here are teaching me to learn all the other languages besides just English and Afrikaans. In fact, I'm challenged in Sotho and Tswana. I'm like, I need to actually learn my Tswana properly.
But you're Xhosa.
No, I'm Swati. Yeah, my husband is Xhosa.
Yes.
From Eastern Cape, grew up in Cape Town.
But it makes sense. Like
Right?
your beauty. You
Oh,
know, Swati girls
thank
have a
you,
very
so
like they're so
sweet.
pretty. Honestly. Do you
Yeah,
have family in
Swati.
Swaziland still?
No, I'm actually, you're exposing me here.
Oh, okay. So you are
So-
Joburg Swati.
Yeah, that type of
Yeah.
Swati. So basically, my history, right? My surname Bilani, my maiden name is Tswana. I know.
Can I open this?
Yes, of course. I know no word of Tswana. Well,
No.
besides Galika, meaning I'm trying. I think that's good enough, right?
But you're not trying to learn.
But in Joburg, I'm challenged too. So my dad is Tswana, But he's also coming from a mixed background. And then my mom, her mother is Xhosa. Her father is actually Mozambican. So I don't also know Portuguese, but he's coming from Mozambique, or his parents, because he also was, I believe, raised in Mpumalanga this side. So my grand from the Eastern Cape came this side, and if you are in Mpumalanga, when the people speak Swati, when in Rome, you Swati.
Yes.
So that's what happened.
Exactly.
From Swati.
So can you see what I did?
But you said it was white.
I know. I did
When
say
I
it was
saw when I
white.
saw Merlot, I was like,
Also, when you're reading it in my head, I'm like, is this like a white Merlot?
she
Is
said
there
we
even
ease into it, but it's fine.
Exactly. I honestly thought I was getting a white bottle.
It's okay.
But I hope this is a red one that you like. Because now you've raised the standards because you said you've got a favorite red bottle.
That I tasted recently. Oh my goodness, yeah. But let's see if I get past this because I've never had more than that.
Oh, okay, that's perfect. That's perfect. I've never had this bottle either, so
That's good.
So
No
we can
pressure.
both, but I'm good at picking.
Okay.
But let's hope that this one I picked probably like, when they give you the whole description, if it's a good one or not.
Okay. So what are we looking for?
So first you'd smell it.
Mm-hmm. I actually had my first taste of wine in 2015. I think I was 24.
24.
We were at a wine farm.
24.
Yeah, I think literally about 4, 5 years ago.
It was the first
5
time.
years ago.
5 years ago that you had wine.
Yeah.
Or what was, you just didn't see wine, you didn't like wine?
No, I was never into alcohol at all, like not even as a kid. So like I was saying to you in grade 11, when my friends made me taste brutal fruit, I was like, no, this doesn't taste nice. And everyone was like, it's juice. And I was like, there's no juice. And I think maybe my expectation was sweet. Something sweet and like cocktaily. I don't know what ideas I had.
Yeah.
So then and there, I just made the decision of like never ever like trying this alcohol thing. And then a friend of mine obviously went to a wine farm. I think it was Constantia Club. No, Constantia Glen in Cape Town.
Yes, Constantia Glen.
Stunning wine farm. She had the cheese board and the meat and everything, and she was like, "There is no way. There is absolutely no way we're leaving here without you tasting wine."
No, so I also refused.
Yeah.
So why are you here? Just to cover me?
That's exactly what she said.
Yes.
So I had my first taste, and then from there we would drive to Franschhoek here and there with my husband and family, and then we'd be like, "Oh, let's just do a bit of wine tasting."
Yes.
But again, I think within a thing. In fact, I don't think anyone had ever seen me drink outside my home besides you and my friends for the first time last weekend because they were like, you said you enjoyed this.
So enjoy it.
Yeah, like literally.
Be an adult.
Literally, that's what they were saying. You need an adult already. Yeah, so this is good because now it's technically my second time drinking outside my home.
Oh, cheers to that.
Yay.
And I hope you join me for more wine.
Oh, I shall. Let's enjoy this first though.
So how does it smell like for you first?
Ooh. So it smells sweet.
Okay.
Which I like. It doesn't smell too strong.
It doesn't smell like
too
it's heavy dry.
Yes. Oh, you see these words. Ooh. I like the. It's got a fruity smell. Is it just me?
Yes. It does. And it also has a very fresh smell.
Yes. A bit of citrus in my head. A little bit of citrus, but there's a nice fruit. I hope it really tastes a bit fruity.
I hope so too. So we'll sip and let me know after what it tastes like.
This is actually nice.
Satisfied.
A winner.
Satisfied guess. Yo, my heart.
This is not heavy at all, like not at all, at least to my tongue. I've had wines where I have to literally like squeal. That's really good. I can definitely taste a bit of the citrus.
Yes.
Yeah. It's just me.
Yes. There's a little of like acidity.
Yes. This is good. I can't believe it.
Because one, you're not a wine drinker, and two, you've got a bottle that you loved last week. I was like, I can't have you come here and not even enjoy the bottle that.
And now we made a mistake. Really good one. This is really good.
So I wanted to find out what made you decide to start your own channel.
Corporate.
corporate.
Yeah, so I started off being a graduate at Nedbank, with straight out of varsity after meeting you guys.
Yes.
About what, 6 months after meeting you, I got an offer in December to work at Nedbank. In fact, I wanted to work at ABSA.
Yes.
After our program, but got an offer at Nedbank as a graduate in private wealth, and I just didn't enjoy it. Honestly, I was in a team of managers, so they basically took care of high net worth clients. You know, if somebody wants a Ferrari and they want a good deal on it, the product I took care of was for vehicle asset financing, and I needed to approve. So a private banker comes to me and they're like, well, can they get a good rate? And that's literally all I did. And I felt as though this was just too far down the line, too early, if that makes sense. I was approving things, and I was like, I'm not learning anything here. And at the time, I wasn't even looking at how these things work, the mechanics of rates, besides interest rates, which is the basics of what I studied, finance and investment. So I got bored and then applied 9 months later to property finance in Nedbank, literally from a graduate to a permanent position. And then I was like, oh gosh, it's worse. Just felt more boxed. The personality and the way in which I had to think was sort of like managed and regulated because it's the bank, which makes sense. So the following year, I decided I need to channel this energy. I've got too much energy. I'm in a sales team and I'm not expressing it. Not really allowed to go see clients in the way that I want to, not allowed to express my creativity, and I needed to express it in some way. So I put up the camera one day and I said, you know what, I'm actually going to step into the front seat of my life and I'm going to drive it. And that's literally it. I just wanted to share the journey of living purposefully, even though I needed the formal job at the time, but being frustrated at the fact that this could be the rest of my life. I think as a first year graduate, my thinking was far from, I think, as most people would think, you want to just work. Yeah. But at the time, I was like, this can't be life. This just can't be it.
And it shouldn't.
It shouldn't, but I understand that coming also from a very poor family, my side, I needed the job. And in that year, I bought my mom a house. You know, we needed the security we needed. It was our first real house in Cape Town. And it was difficult. So I came from a difficult situation, but I also had the mindset of like, this definitely can't be it. I can't be desperate to work and make money for a living and not live. That was my fact. So when I put up the camera, that's exactly what I was saying, you know.
I mean, you're one of like the earliest influencers and like YouTubers, exactly.
Well, at the time, I wasn't even posting every day or like every week. I probably posted 2 or 3 times that year, but honestly, the fulfillment that came afterwards and the thinking, that challenge, I was challenged to think a lot more further than what was around me. And I think that's what I wanted from the channel. So the following year, I moved to Joburg, and that's when I took it seriously. In March 2016, living on my own here in Joburg, I decided, let me actually take this seriously. I remember saying I've got 35 subscribers, thanks guys, and this is it. This is me actually living. I think I finally did it, you know, quitting my job at Nedbank, not knowing where I'm going, getting headhunted when I got to Joburg, which I didn't expect. So I was like, oh, well, I was here for media, I was here to follow my dreams, and then boom, property again called my name. And again, I just didn't want to get into that trap. I'm always running away. Like I literally found myself, when it came to corporate, running away, but not running away from my dreams. And that's why I started the channel. I didn't really do it for the money, but how I felt afterwards, you know, it's always, that's how you know you're in your element. And I always say, like, when you feel good after doing something, look into it, because that might be your purpose. You know, when you see others being impacted, even if it's one life, that might be attached to your purpose, you know, and that's really how I knew that this is it. And I became more confident even in the boardroom, in the formal space, because I was voicing out my opinion really in front of the camera, in front of nobody. I was doing what I wanted to do without working for something, because I wasn't being paid by YouTube. So I think sometimes also attaching a reward, we don't always understand. And I said this, I typed it on Twitter the other day and I didn't actually post it. Money is just a byproduct of the value we add. Unless we understand the value we add, we always look at money as the thing. We need to work for money rather than it being just a byproduct. So that's literally how I started, Mash. I loved it, and I did it because it just came naturally. And then I decided to cut my hair. My mom, my boyfriend, who's my husband now, and my sister.
Is that how you? I was about to ask you, and how did you come to choosing
natural? It was simply because everyone around me was just like, no. Literally, my mom, husband, and my sister
were saying no to you.
Don't cut your hair.
Oh, no,
don't cut your hair. Don't cut your hair.
So why did you want to cut your hair?
I wanted a fresh start. I wanted to see my coils. I had long, relaxed hair. I grew it down my back.
Sure.
I started growing it just after we met, actually, after that program. And I was very much into...
Which we'll share what the program is about.
Yeah, I keep referring that, you know, how we met. But basically, I started learning more about taking care of your own hair. So I grew my relaxed hair. I loved the relaxed hair, but I didn't like how it was growing thinner. Because that's how our hair grows. You know, the longer it goes, the thinner it gets if you are using chemicals and stuff constantly, which I enjoyed at the time. But then I realized, well, I want to see my coils. I actually realized I've never seen it since maybe 5 or 6, which I don't remember.
Yes.
So I went to this camp, cut my hair, and I decided to put that up on the video because I could not share this with people who were close by, and I knew there's a world out there.
And also, you were saying that they were disapproving.
That's exactly why I couldn't share with them. And I was like, there's a world out there with people who have to relate. There's somebody who likes what you like. There's somebody who resonates with whatever you're going through. So I put up that video, and all of a sudden, this audience that was interested in my like journey about purpose was like, "Oh my gosh, please share your hair journey. What products are you using?" So I went from, you know, answering the purpose thing to actually living it out because all of a sudden I was really interested in hair. And the conversations I was having at the Discount Aisle became conversations I was having online, you know, with sisters who understood. My sister went natural. My husband loved my natural hair, you know, after like a few weeks or so.
Yes, after he's like, who's this? Walking into the house. Still my wife.
Yeah, in fact, because we were dating, he only saw it like the Saturday after I posted the video. We would see each other weekends. So he never saw it. And those were the first people I shared that journey with. You know, in front of that camera. And yeah, that's how it began. And 2 or 3 months later, L'Oreal contacted me, or actually I found them somewhere in some market, a manager, and I was like, here's my details. I'm a blogger. I was never a blogger. Invited to the first event, which was another L'Oreal event. And then from there, I became a, what do you call YouTubers now?
I mean, 5 years later, let's talk about the fact that you're not even a YouTuber. I think right now you're almost like a thought leader on natural hair.
I like that. I actually like that title better because we do, again, like value add.
Yes.
I started off learning with my audience, and then I became a teacher and teaching my audience. And now I think I have a voice in this space because we not only teach and educate, we engage and we probe conversation around natural hair that we need to be had.
And so what is your secret? What is your answer to the number one question that every natural hair girl asks?
Which is?
How do I grow my hair?
Consistency. Yeah, no, actually, I don't like that question. And that's why it is one of the most common years. I don't like that because I'm like, what do you mean? It grows, you know, it grows, but it's.
I think it's because, you know, when you look at YouTubers, right? Hair influencers, hair beauty product owners, just everyone in the hair world, their natural hair is like, you know,
and it's not like that. You know?
Exactly.
I think it's not even about products; it's about method and consistency. So find a good method that works for you. Obviously, lean towards products that work for you. But once you find them, it's really the consistency that takes it further. It's like any job; it's about being.
And how do you know if a product is good for you?
Your hair will respond. Listen to your hair, and that also sounds like gibberish. But what do you mean?
What do you mean?
When your hair coils up in its natural state and actually shrinks, which we hate shrinkage, like when we apply water, it's being hydrated. It's saying thank you. So, you know, if it doesn't feel crunchy, if it doesn't feel hard and unmanageable, our hair is manageable. It's just about finding, you know, that product and using it consistently and seeing how your hair responds. In any environment, like plants, if they're happy, they grow.
Exactly.
You know, and if you water a plant, just like watering our hair, it needs hydration. So that's always the key to any hair growth regimen, whatever it is. It can differ from person to person, but there has to be water, there has to be hydration in the products. The products that you use, you need to look for products that are obviously water-based.
And what are your products?
Water, and then a mix of like your different oils, a mix of like good ingredients, your shea butters, food for the hair. But I guess that's another level. You know, we find in South Africa, especially now, there's a major gap. I suppose there's a huge market where there's beginner natural who are now like, oh, maybe I should go natural, maybe I should stop relaxing my hair, or I want to see it, maybe I should transition. Then there's the woke naturals who do the terminology. But I think the gap causes a lot of intimidation. So that's why I always say, find your regimen the products you find, they're already available. You know, our stores in South Africa already have those products. But find the right regimen, make sure that every week you deep conditioning your hair. You're just giving it love. You're just giving it that extra because our hair is naturally dry. But when it is hydrated, trust me, it flourishes.
Yes.
You know?
But you've done so very well.
Thank you.
Yolz channel.
Thank you so much.
And from... I'm so glad. Because it means you're enjoying it. And you've transitioned now to starting your own beauty company, Yolz Beauty, right? And the initial thing that I would have thought is, oh, you would have started like a hair product.
I know, right?
So instead, you started a natural skin care product, you know?
You're the first person to actually ask a question I've been asking myself, like, why isn't anyone
Why?
I love pamper days, and I think it comes with hair as well. I want to keep conditioning my hair. I want my face to be in a mask. I want to be relaxing. And we started off at a time, obviously, with the uncertainty of 2020, where we were hit with the pandemic. And my time out being a mom was that quick 15 minutes to like just do my face.
Yes.
It could have been just a sheet mask or a clay mask that I was spending time with, and it felt good. You know, and when you see that glow afterwards, you're like, it actually felt great. I love those Sundays.
And when you feel it after, and it's just like baby skin vibes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So I enjoyed that, and I was like, I want someone else to feel this way. And I think, yes, as much as I have a voice in the hair industry, I also love the money that comes in. So I don't want that to stop. To be quite frank, you know, I do have a 12-month contract right now with a hair company. And it's good. I like it. With Afro Botanics, Afro Botanics ambassador, and I love the relationship we have. And
congratulations, that's very big.
Thank you. It's a hair care company again that's been in the industry for so long. That's done amazing things for us. Yeah, and being a voice again in the industry. So
and also supporting like other smaller brands as well.
Literally me. So last year I came up with this idea even before thinking of hair. Funny thing is I never really thought of like going straight into hair. Although I had a hair care accessories company last year, which I had a partner, and then I'm the one who decided to leave. I love taking care of the hair, but I didn't really want to get into the science of hair.
Okay.
Just yet.
Yes. Okay.
So,
Just yet.
So
Still coming.
Yeah, walking into your discounts and your clicks, I just looked at all this Korean skincare and the European skincare. Nothing wrong with it, but I was like, where are the black folk? I can support the black folk in the hair care aisle.
Yes.
But in the skincare aisle, where are they?
Okay.
So, and I'm that person who's like, if you want to see the change, Yolz, that voice came again.
Be the change.
You gotta be the change, girl. So I just decided, look, let's look into the clay mask. I started with the clay mask. In fact, in my head, we started testing some samples. In fact, she was my mentor, the owner of Afro Botanics. In that regard, in terms of like the lab, getting in contact with that, you know, helping me out to get to a point where we had a sample and we're testing it out. And then in May this year, so this started in November, December last year. I don't know what happened between COVID confusing people and everyone to us actually getting to the final sample. We never did. Where we actually continued because we were working on the final sample for the clay mask. But what happened was myself and a friend were talking about COVID so many times, and eventually we got to a point where we were like, these calls are not being productive. We call each other board members of our own businesses. She's very shaped by the business, and she comes from property finance, Nedbank. Also went solo this year, and we were like, we need to actually become that board we keep talking about. And then eventually the conversation went from, you know, how she gets her shea butter, her shea from Ghana to here and manufactured and, you know, put into its packaging and all of that, and like from sticks and barrels. Long story short, I'm like, girl, who's your manufacturer again? What do they specialize in? And she's like, sheet masks. They actually create sheet masks for a lot of Australian brands. I'm like, well, you know, you have to choose between waiting for what's already in the running and what's already there.
Exactly.
This is already in the market.
And that's already you being like a business person, those kind of decisions.
They're tough. They're not easy because this is in the back burner with somebody else. Gave this guy a call on the 7th of May, scarily enough. And 2 weeks later, 2020. This is during the pandemic. I'm about to start a business. I'm like, hey, what's your MOQ? What is your minimum order quantity, you know? And I got to negotiate down to 10,000 because the MOQs he was giving me were just too high. And, I'm just like, I'm a young black woman, but I've got something to offer you. I've got an audience that's already waiting for something to come out. That's literally what I told him.
Yes.
My audience knows nothing. That's the thing. But again, build the plane as you fly it. So eventually, 2 weeks later, he got me in contact with the chemist. The chemist called me and she was like, let's formulate. Got to literally sit down with me, teach me how to formulate, teach me how to look at the market. What is Garnier doing? What are your competitors doing? Have you seen what Sorbet has just released? The Body Shop and all these other new sheet masks. What do they have? What results do you want?
That's not a favor.
Absolutely, I thank God, literally day in and day out. And she just taught me within, I think, 2 weeks, I got to understand. I was just writing down what she was saying in terms of ingredients. I knew what I wanted in terms of result. And I knew I wanted like an undermouse. It sounds fancy. And she's like, but you can't pair it with this. You gotta formulate with something that's more of gentle or this or that, this kind of thing. And eventually, she was able to send me our first samples a few weeks later. And then we got to test it, send it out to the market, test it on a few people, even bloggers. I was very fortunate to actually ask a few people to keep it on the hush-hush, but I want their honest opinion. I also knew that I didn't want my friends to do it. My friends actually didn't know anything. My influencer friends especially were like, you know this. But it happened so fast. So I got the reviews, also sent it to people I didn't know, got the reviews, made a few changes where people were like, no, maybe this should change, maybe that should change. Got in touch with the chemist again, so we fixed it. We did what we needed to do, and then 31st of July.
Sure.
Yeah, in fact, the page on the 1st of June, it was right after the George Floyd incident. I don't even want to call it into the murder.
Yes.
Of George Floyd, and there were also a lot of cases. We had moved from level 5 to level 4.
Yes.
That just opened up the alcohol thing again, and things were just bad in the country. So the 1st of June was a Monday, I believe. I decided let me distract people a little, and that's when I actually said, guys, I'm launching a pay. I'm launching sheet masks. Actually, no, I didn't even say what I was launching. I said I'm launching a skincare brand. And the first night, it blew my mind. We got 1,000 followers within 24 hours.
Sure,
but I knew
amazing.
that day but my intention was literally to distract us from the news. And I knew that
positive.
That's
news.
it. That's literally it. Yeah, because I didn't plan on launching the page then. It was actually, the plan was at least July, because that was the month we were launching. That was the month we were planning to launch. But I was like, okay, let's do it because it will make people feel good. A month later, we've got 5,000 people and they're all asking me, what are we launching? And I'm like, oh, snap. Ganji, I did this just to make people feel better. Now I've got the pressure,
Exactly, now you have to launch.
Yeah, but I still kept the date.
And at that time, still people still didn't know what the product was.
5,000 people followed us without knowing. In fact,
wow.
When we announced what it was, we were at 7,500 followers, and I realized, people will respond. They don't necessarily have to believe in the product. They just have to believe in you. And you don't understand the power you bring to the table until you realize that, I always say, even in negotiation, if you come there and you know you're right, you're confident in it, the person on the other side will believe you. Yes. You just need to believe it. People don't commit in things you have not committed in.
Exactly.
So that's literally the story. 31st of July came.
So you sound, even as you're talking, you sound very mentally strong, right?
Thank you.
Which is really great. And a lot of people have ideas, but don't have the willpower or the initiative or just the mental readiness to actually take the first step and start and then
that's the hardest.
So how did you get to the part where you saw the opportunity first in just skincare and then move and then say, actually, I need to pivot because here's an opportunity and it makes sense right now? Just how do you get your mental mindset always at the level of productivity and just...
It's tough. I won't say it's easy, but I'm a big goal setter. So in this case, I was financially ready. I always say, because I work for myself, I always work for the following year. So I don't have funds now. If anybody comes to me, I don't have, because that's what we teach in the business. Last year's money for this year is gone.
Yes.
It's not there. So I always put a date to it. What people are always afraid of is committing. And I'm one person. If I don't commit, it's not going to happen. So I put a date to it and I said 31st of July would be ideal. In fact, we said August with the chemist. I said, let's give it 2-3 months of testing. But the date is what always makes me do things. I wake up and know there's this thing at the back of my head, and then the 1st of July, my first employee started. So now I'm paying a salary and I don't have product.
Yes.
I'm telling her about testing. I'm telling her to connect with this and that person and the chemist and this.
So
I've
much.
never had red wine cold.
Yeah, so she made the mistake of putting it in the fridge.
No, she thought it was white.
Yes,
She just thought
exactly.
it was white.
Yeah, that's why.
Is that why I'm enjoying it?
Mm-hmm. No, I'm just saying that's why it's cold. That's why she put it
Yeah.
in the fridge.
But I'm actually. But
Are you enjoying
that's
it?
why I'm enjoying it. Yeah.
I've never had this actually.
I always avoid red wine because
I
I'm not a
know.
fan.
Same, I'm not a big red fan to be honest.
Really, you like white?
Yeah, enjoy it. A bit too much.
No, this is
To
a
be
big
honest.
mistake.
That's good.
Then he drank a bit too much.
Wine. White wine.
White. Yeah. I'm gonna go fetch Nakina
Yes.
since
okay.
this is fine. So yeah.
Okay, can you wait, switch it off and then...
Should I switch it off?
Let me read
It's on now.
No. Ooh.
Sorry.
It's nice to have them close by you.
Yeah.
It's just long enough to do it.
If anything needs to happen, you quickly there. So it's-
It's always
Yeah.
nice, you know. Yeah, so once I've got my goals and I've got my timelines, like I was saying, the definition of goals, like actually digging into that, making them smart and timely and measurable, it really helps you propel and committing. Because for me, once I commit, I'm just like, I'm not going back. I am not going back.
Yeah. So I want to talk about something, but I just want to sync this to one. I remember I'm not sure if it was an article or you were saying it on your chat, on your Instagram page. Sorry,
No,
I just need to take medicine. Struggles. No,
Oh, okay.
it's not an antibiotic, so.
Yeah, you good.
So there was an article, or was a Facebook page that you had written a post, or was a story, I can't remember. But you said it's so important to invest in property.
Oh, yes.
And so, do you remember that? And I think, why did you say that? And you said you've invested in property.
Yeah, well, I started young.
Very, very young.
Technically, now that I look at it, it would not really be an investment technically because it's not making me income.
I think you were 25 when you said that. When you had
Excuse me, I was 22.
22.
Yes, I think I was 25 when I did the video, or was I 26? I don't remember, but I did a video and I wrote a few statuses on Facebook and on Instagram around investing in property and the importance thereof. Just because first of all, our generation comes from a generation that did not have assets, you know. And for me, the first property I owned was for my parents, my mom rather. We didn't have a house, we didn't have a place to go home, and I wanted her to have a home, and now me and my husband have a property company together, but we've started with land. We haven't really started with building yet. We actually want to build student accommodation, and we're just waiting.
Sure.
That's
amazing.
Yeah, we got it last year. He studied architecture.
But I think it's like when you're saying asset, because some people have money but rather choose to buy like a car.
It's not an asset.
So
Yeah.
you're saying buy assets, not debt or liabilities.
Not things that depreciate, and that's the thing about a home or a house. Even if we're not calling it, an investment that makes income right now, it may appreciate. It's possibly going to be one of the few assets that do go up in value every single year. Given good market conditions. But you want to have something that's security, and that's why it's also called security. So it's easier for me now to get a second or third or fourth bond, even at the bank, even if it's a loan, it's so much easier when you have that asset, that initial asset. And also from a business perspective, if you are going to invest in assets, go into the stronger ones, like property that will last forever. And especially like we looked at student accommodation in particular for business, because education will always be there, like it or not, it's not just residential is great. There'll always be residential investments or rather investors and people who need residents. But with student accommodation, who is not studying? Or rather, every single year, how many students need accommodation?
Exactly. It's a very prime investment and a very strong one. If you find the right place, and you're able to get good student renters. Basically.
Absolutely. And now there's a lot of opportunity around what the DPW is doing, Public Works and NSFAS, where they're looking for accredited places. They basically check out your accommodation and say, let's commit to a year or 2 years with our students. So
and you're getting the
year upfront, or they pay you a monthly income.
You're getting paid by
the organization. Yeah. So that's steady income. That's not income that's going into the property. That's income that's going into your next investment.
Yes.
So you have to look at your investment with an eye of how can I grow this in the long term. And even if you do buy a house for your family now, my house now, I look at it and I'm like, at least it's not worth what I bought it. It's worth far more.
Yes.
And if my mom were to choose to move to Joburg, she's in Cape Town right now, that property stands to make far more rental income than what I'm paying in terms of my bond.
Yes.
And thankfully I was working at the bank at the time, so I was getting bank rates. And then when it reverts to prime, which is still cheaper than the average person going to the bank and getting a loan. So you need to look at those opportunities and match them even possibly to your circumstances, because sometimes we have these opportunities. So many people work at the bank.
Yes.
So many people, but not a lot of people have property.
Exactly.
So it is important to invest, but again, don't do it because of pressure. Do it because you've researched and it is something that you can possibly grow in the future and you see an opportunity. I also don't want to encourage everyone to get property and then all of a sudden not know what now. Or find themselves in a 20-year commitment and be like, I want to relocate.
Yes, exactly.
There's always pros and cons, but for me, it's a more stable asset.
Yes.
Compared to a lot of assets, yeah.
Said like such a boss.
Thanks, babe.
What I do think there's a strong connection between you and natural beauty. So where you focus on like natural hair and where you focus on skincare, but like when it's in its natural state, i.e. where it doesn't have makeup. So do you see that there's that pattern? Do you think you're doing it intentionally, or do you find yourself focused on the type of beauty that accentuates like naturality and versus?
Good question. I've never dug in that deep, but I have thought about it. For me, I think I have definitely had a love for natural beauty. I've always had a love for, I do my videos with or without makeup and it doesn't bother me. So, and I always believe we need to first embrace her as she is, and then we can add on. If we don't love her the way she is, if we're covering her, but if I put makeup on to look better, oh man, that's so disappointing, because it means I may not like the way I look, but if I'm putting on makeup to enhance the way I look today, or I love a red lippy, why not wear it? Just for that extra, but I don't have a problem in the way that I look, and I take care of my skin in the way that I should. Absolutely. So I love that aspect of nature, and also botanicals really, they fascinate me. So that's also why I started off with sheet masks that are banned. So they're good for the environment. They're brilliant for our skin. They actually moisturize and by themselves, so I don't want to harm the environment, but I do want to use the environment to enhance this beauty that I have.
That is beautiful.
Yeah, so that's a love. That's natural love, and I think it does come from natural hair, learning about botanicals, learning about the aloes and the benefits of all these different things, pomegranate, licorice root, and then putting it together.
You just say these things, like exactly off the cuff.
Yeah, I think there's a beauty in immersing yourself in whatever you're passionate with, and when you do it, make sure you do it well. Make sure you're doing it fully and completely. I also think to bring this conversation to the beauty aspect of having somebody behind you, even if it's a friend or a husband or partner that fully supports that which you're passionate in. We don't find a lot of environments, like home environments, where people fully support you, but find a network that does. And I think I was fortunate enough to have my husband and my friend. One reason my husband is like, that's you. Yeah. You and her. That's me and Jola sometimes. We speak for 2-3 hours.
Exactly.
Discussing our passions.
That's
Discussing
amazing
things
that you
we-
also have friends like that. Not everyone,
Not everyone
has
has,
friends
unfortunately,
like that.
and unfortunately, but she's somebody who, at any given time, she's ready to talk, and she's like, no, but remember, no, not that packaging, or no, not that product,
Okay.
and why? She's somebody who brings that extra to the table. Or she'd be somebody who's like, have you thought of this? Maybe
Okay.
this would be, and
So
sometimes
she
stands-
builds.
That's it.
She does not tear down.
No.
She's not in competition with you.
And you need, if you have somebody like that, cherish them. It doesn't have to be a friend. Sometimes it is that boyfriend or that husband or that mom or that sister. But try and find those people. And that's why I was even saying earlier, your network is your network. Your network doesn't have to be found at work.
Yes.
It can literally be found in your home or in your environment. Find those people. We made up of the closest 5 people around us.
Exactly.
So who's making you up? You know,
Yes.
who's making me up?
Who's building you?
Absolutely. If they're not building, let go.
Let go.
That's not
What's the
worth it.
value add?
No.
Yeah.
No. Is it?